I despise her. Me too. Suzumoto, Shinohara, Morishige, and Miss Yui. As soon as I'm done with these four, I'm breaking this stone. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Better make sure to break the other one too, while you're at it. As if he'd been waiting for this cue, Kishinuma pulled the other stone from his pocket. Kishinuma? She doesn't know what it's like in that damn school. I mean, she was actually getting excited about going there, so I helped myself when she wasn't looking. Kishinuma! That's amazing! You're terrible. Hey, serious business calls for serious action. Though, Shinozaki, I don't know how to say this exactly, but about the whole resurrection thing, the whole situation with Suzumoto and the others should probably be left alone, don't you think? Finally, a voice of reason. You've gone through so much already, and have come really close to dying, and I don't think any of them, not Suzumoto, Miss Yui, Shinohara, or Morishige, would want that. But that might not be true. Damn it, Shinozaki, just stop. Do you know how much Satoshi and Nakashima had been worrying about you? I'm sorry, but Kishinuma, please, you have to understand. I just need a little more. I need you to humor me for just a little bit longer, okay? Please, just let me do it. No, don't give it to her. Fine, but listen, you're not doing it alone. I'm keeping this one. I'm keeping one of the stones. Thank God. Okay. It'll be alright, you know. I turned my gaze up to meet Kishinuma's. My eyes must have been looked like saucer windows into my mind, full of worries, ideas, fears, spurred into the unexpected turn of events. If anything happens, don't hesitate to call me, okay? I'm here for you, and I don't want you blindly rushing into a dangerous situation like you did yesterday. I may not be able to offer much, but I'm confident I can at least protect you from harm. Kishinuma patted me on the head reassuringly as he said this, and I had no idea how to react. I felt warm and safe, but also a little annoyed, like how a younger sister being simultaneously comforted and scolded by her big brother. All I could say in response was, okay. I could feel my eyes still bulging from my head, opened as far as the eyelids will allow. I imagined how I must have appeared to Kishinuma and momentarily embarrassed. Come on, now. Let's get you home. Okay. Alright, there you have it. We are gonna find a save point somewhere around here, right? There's gotta be something here. Wow, I really oh, there we go. I'm tired. So when you get really tired. Holy moly. So, this is just walking around the area. So she has like no stamina whatsoever. So we can come up here though, which is quite awesome indeed. We can go this way, onto this side. Where are all the people? The streets seem unusually quiet. Oh, is it just because of the late hour? Alright, it seems like nobody is here. Am I on this side? Am I on the other side? Let's check it out where else I could be. Let's check out the area. What's over here? I remember running up these stairs with Mayu Suzumoto at that time. It never dawned on me that the legitimacy of those memories could ever be called into question. Why would it? When you graduate, transfer, or get married, you're always still able to see one another as long as you're still alive. But in this reality, it's as if Suzumoto had never even existed. Pretty hard stuff there. Alright, so it's not this end. Is it the house? So we are not able to save, which kind of sucks. Let's see where else we are at. We can... Let's see. Talk to Yoshiki and then click to return home. So we can talk around. Let's talk to this girl real quick. He's late. Seriously, what is he thinking? That boy needs to boot to his head, I swear. Okay, can we go into the store? I don't need anything right now. God damn it. Alright, we can talk to him. Ready to head home? Okay. Come on, then let's go. Alright, so there you go. I'm home. Welcome back. News of yet another bizarre death had just come in. This time, Mr. Okabe, who was discovered within the city at this location, has suffered a broken spine. A Tokyo map was displayed on the television screen, marked with 2 red dots. The marquee of the bottom provided the headline, "Sudden violent death remains unexplained." Dinner will be for a while, so maybe you should take your bath first, Ayumi. Okay. Without thinking, I left my socks and just removed my feet onto the living room floor and began walking towards the bathroom. Hey! Socks! Oh, sorry. Okay. This was a bad habit of mine, so ingrained within me that it almost became a ritual. Mom did well to have caught it so quickly, so I grabbed my socks and left to my room. Can I really bring them back? If I use the Book of Shadows inside Heavenly Host this time, it just might work. I set my bag down in my room, quickly and automatically grabbed my sweatpants and spats and made a beeline for the bathroom. When I got there, I threw my socks into the hamper with purpose, then began peeling off my school uniform. As I observed myself in the mirror, I began to murmur, "Blowback. If I'm not careful, the same thing could happen again." These burn marks on my neck and arm are eternal reminders of what I'd been through at the Shinozaki estate. I could clearly remember the agony I went through as they formed. I remember watching them sear into my flesh out of thin air, blood spurting from them as if I'd been knifed. I only survived because Hinoe sacrificed herself in my place. I have to do it. I tried to force self-confidence into my expression. When it wouldn't come, I slapped my cheeks hard. It was on me somewhere. It just needed to be yanked out into the open. You have to do your best, damn it. Good old bathroom scene. I love it. I lowered my head into the water, ever so slightly, blowing bubbles into the water with my mouth. The pros and cons of returning to Heavenly Host were racing through my head. This is a power to challenge fate itself, to rewrite it, and I'm a Shinozaki, so this is something only I can do. I have to show everyone that I can bring them back. If only I knew where the Book of Shadows. I need to get my hands on it again. Huh. You're seriously going to look for the Book of Shadows. Your lack of sense never ceases to amaze me. Classic anime response. This is just about the last thing I expect. I couldn't help but scream. It was that same boy we found his way into my room that last time, wearing the exact same clothes. He spoke to me without once turning his head to look into my direction. So you know about Nirvana now. You finally pieced it all together and realized what you have to do. He smiled, still facing away from me. It was a confident yet sinister grin. Why? How? Hiding one's presence is about as basic as a spell as they come. There's no need to be a blown gasket. As for why I'm here, it's to remind you of who you are and what you have to do. Your bloodline carries a certain responsibility after all. You. Pervert, stalker, molester, I'm calling the cops. My face had been as red as a fire at this point. Shut the fuck up, titless. Who the hell are you calling a pervert when you got the body of a grade schooler? Ain't nobody gonna see a washboard like that. Come on. What? My head felt like it was housed all the blood from my entire body. I imagined myself white as a sheet below the neck and flashing red above it, on the verge of a megaton explosion. Just listen up. The Book of Shadows is back in the Nirvana. It happened when you messed up at the Shinozaki estate. Here. He handed me a thoughtograph from Aiko. When did you... What are you trying to pull? Just look at it, you blind bitch. Right. Here, right the fuck here. I grabbed the photograph from his hand as aggressively as I could muster, then backed away slightly, putting as much distance between me and him as humanly possible. It was definitely the same picture as the little girl holding the hatchet that Aiko had shown us before, but I now noticed that she was holding something in the other hand too, the Book of Shadows. It was a hardbound book about the size of a typical desk dictionary, and thought I could barely make it out. There was a certain aura that to it that made it look awfully like a face. God, it is. If you want to use its power, you gotta go back to Nirvana, or should I say, back to Heavenly Host. Jump over there, get the book, and then maybe, just maybe, you can make your wish come true. He stuck out his hand and pointed directly at my face, then slowly lowered it down towards my abdomen. He was now unexpectedly pointing towards my lower body, but as soon as I started to get self-conscious, he flipped his hand back over and opened it, exposing his palm. There was another piece of 10 yen gum cupped in there, the same kind as before. I'm not sure why I took it, but I did, without ever thinking. As soon as the exchange was made, he immediately turned towards the bathroom window and apparently prepared to make his escape. Who are you and why me? My question seemed to stop him in his tracks. Aren't you going to explain all this? I was about to drop my guard, especially given the obvious advantage the boy had over me. He didn't seem like he'd come to attack me or anything. Rather, it's almost like he was trying to lead me somewhere to show me the way. I can't answer that just yet. He turned his head towards me, just enough that I could catch a brief glimpse of his eye beyond the hood. They were ice blue in color and gentle and sincere. He smiled once more as he leaped out from the bathroom window. I was kind of dumbfounded. I had no idea how to process just what happened. What's wrong, Ayumi? Are you okay? Mom barged into the bath, brandishing a broom. It was probably the first thing she could find to fend off a potential intruder. Too bad she hadn't been just a moment quicker. All I could do was squat on the cold bathroom floor and stare at her with hollow eyes. There was no way to adequately explain any of this to her. Alright, now we're at the convenience store. Okay. It was late at night, and I still hadn't bothered changing out of my school uniform. I needed food, though, so I decided to hit up the convenience store on the way back home. I'd picked up a bottle of olives, a pack of tofu, some mineral water, and some other various things to keep me for a while. The hell is this? I could hardly believe it. There was actually an occult section at the damned mini-mart, with all sorts of stupid stuff like spirit talisman magnets and anti-demon wards. I grabbed one off the shelf at a random and looked at the company logo. On the backside it said PL Promotions Co. Inc. For those last 2 months we've gotten back from Heavenly Host, it seems like there was a real spiritual boom going all over the world. Whenever there'd been a strange death or something, the public would be all over it, downright excited about the possibility that it could be a supernatural in nature. It was all over TV shows and magazines too, with independent researchers checking out spiritual hotspots and giving fancy new age advice to people just to boost their ratings or sales. And now this exorcism merchandise next to the packaged cupcakes and ready-made dinners? Get your talismans at the corner store, huh? Not too long ago, I'd made fun of all this crap. Guess it's not much of a laughing matter anymore, though. Never thought I'd see the day where I'd pick up one of these things and wonder if it actually works. The item I was examining happened to be one of the spirit talisman magnets, seemingly the last one in stock. Harumph! An old lady suddenly reached around me and grabbed and yanked it right out of my hands. What? Grunt. She glowered at me for the moment before taking a prize over to the register. And I just stood there, staring blankly at her as she walked away. The hell? And here we are. Thank you very much. Alright, cool. So now I have the piece here. So let's see if we can actually save here. This withered bouquet of flowers. Oh yeah, I heard that there's a serial killer who recently done in a middle school girl around here. These were probably left in memory of her or something. It's pretty messed up. Actually, it's late. I just want to go home, I think. Actually, that's left there because of the guy left date. The left thing. Alright, so let's go check what else is available here. Alright, let's see what else is here. Kishinuma? Shinozaki, what are you doing here this late? I thought you went home. I did. Sorry to accost you like this. You just got off work? Yeah, I had a late shift today. Wait, don't tell me you've been waiting for me like this whole time, have you? Man, I'm really sorry. No, it's fine. It was actually a really chilly night, so I could see Shinozaki's breath dissipating around her chin in short, frequent bursts. It's not fine at all. You're shivering. You can come in if you want. I'll get you some hot tea or something. Thanks. Okay. My room was on the second floor of the apartment building. I hadn't been expecting guests, but I had been tidied up for my own sake for a little while back, so it was fairly presentable. Shinozaki immediately sat down on my bed and began sipping the tea I'd made for her. She was holding it in both hands, probably less for politeness and more just to warm them up. This is really good. Isn't it? It's from my sister. She sends it to me all the time. She says it's made from really good leaves. The sound of a large truck by seeming to catch her off guard. She was clearly a bit jittery, unsurprisingly, all things considered. They do construction at this hour? Yeah, when it gets close to the end of the year, they do all kinds of pointless work out there. It's like this every night. I've been sleeping like crap because of it. That sounds really annoying. Time passed us by at a snail's pace. Shinozaki continued to sip her tea, never once removing either hand from the warm cup. She definitely had something on her mind, something that happened it's written all over her face. Are you fighting with your parents or something? Uh-huh. Don't worry. They know I'm here. They do? Yeah. Shinozaki was in my room. I dreamed about this before, but I never thought it would actually happen. Okay, but... I just kind of want to know, like, what you're doing here this late. Did something happen? Yeah, you could say that. Seriously? You want to go back to Heavenly Host right now? I was half acting, as admittedly this wasn't entirely unexpected. Shinozaki may be a lot of things, but unpredictable is not among them. Please. So you came here to get this stone from me. I took it out of the Ever After stone I'd stolen from Aiko. Come on, Shinozaki, think about it. Yeah, the stones got all glowy, so they probably can send you over. But what actually hope can you accomplish once you get there? What if you get stuck there again and can't get out? You'll die. And if you'll die there, your existence will be erased over here and you'll be gone. I tried to be as strong and commanding as I could possibly muster. I needed her to realize what a bad idea this was. I don't care if I'm erased. I just want to save our friends. Save them? The grimoire. The Book of Shadows. I know where it is. That book you were talking about earlier? Yeah, here, look. She had the photograph thing from Aiko with her and was pointing at the little girl's left arm. It's been staring at us in the face the whole time. Look, in her hands. That is the Book of Shadows. I didn't have to look at it very hard, but... Okay, so she's carrying a book, fine. But do you have any proof that this is the Book of Shadows? No, but I don't think it could be anywhere else. You don't think? We just have to go to Heavenly House and get it back. Then we'll be able to save everyone's soul from the Nirvana. We can finally resurrect Suzumoto and the others. I don't agree. How could I argue with that? There are so many assumptions being made, but she was so sure of herself, so certain that this would work. She wasn't about to listen for the reason. Holy shit. That scared me. Holy shit. Shinozaki shook her head fiercely, like some sort of violent shudder. It almost seemed like she was trying to shake something loose from her mind. But can these rocks actually take us to Heavenly Host? That girl, Aiko Niwa, was it? Think of... There was something just not quite right about her, don't you think? Well, we don't know until we test them, will we? But if they do work, the souls of all our friends are on the line, and I believe we have a real chance of saving them. Shinozaki. She still had deep scars along her arms, legs, and neck. Anyone could tell just by a glance that she just recovered from a serious accident. She sounded so self-assured, so self-confident, but it was hard to take any of that seriously. This was the first time in my life I'd found myself tearing up over someone not being embarrassed that I was crying. Honestly, I was surprised, even me, how deeply I cared about Shinozaki and how much I just didn't want to lose her. My eyes were getting hot and glazed, and I felt utterly hopeless. I can't talk about this with anyone else, but you trust me, Kishinuma, don't you? I was at a completely loss for words. I found myself utterly scratching my head, trying to come up with a good answer. This was Shinozaki, and she had come for me for moral support, for encouragement, for peace of mind. It was really the first time she truly relied on me, ever truly counted on me. I knew then what I had to do. Damn it. You know what we went through in that piece of shit school? There's no telling what might be waiting for us over there now, but if you're so sure about this, we should do it. Honestly, I have no idea what the hell you're thinking, but I promise you one thing. I intended to deliver on that. What one thing? That I'd protect you, no matter what. Shinozaki and I stared into each other's eyes for a moment, each of us trying to figure out each other out. Don't worry. Everything will be okay. I tried to force a smile. Shinozaki had basically curled up into a ball at this point. Her tiny body collapsed itself on for support, but now, all of a sudden, she unfurled herself and glared at me. I couldn't tell if she was mad, happy, or what. Her eyes were either like daggers or saucers. I couldn't really make out which. Maybe she'd come here expecting me to actively shoot down her ideas or something. Maybe she thought she'd gone alone in this. Maybe she'd figured out what I was up to. Or maybe she's been expecting me to say exactly what I'd said to her. Or maybe I annoyed her. Either way, tears began to explode from her eyes so quickly that red bags were forming under them, almost instantaneously. She then turned her back to me, all with one seemingly unconscious spin of her body. Shinozaki, are you okay? During that day, you remember when you patted my head? She seemed like she was trying her hardest not to let herself cry, though it wasn't exactly working. Huh? I did? Yeah. You don't remember? She paused, seemingly waiting for me to answer, but I had no idea what to say. I absolutely didn't want to say the wrong thing, so I just stood there, like a dolt. Never mind then. If you don't remember, that's fine. Finally, she turned back to face me, her tears mostly dry, still a little self-conscious about crying though. She kept her eyes closed, a telltale frown bellying her confidence. There was obviously something between the lines for me to read here, but the hell if I knew what it was. Here, let me see your stone. Huh? Okay. Shinozaki removed the Ever After stone from her pocket and placed it squarely in my hand. I positioned him next to the stone and stared intently at the two. It was a turning point. This was a turning point. What I did next decided our fates. I couldn't mess this up. Outside my window, I could still hear the sounds of construction vehicles driving by. It was now or never. Ugh! In as close as one motion I could manage, I opened the window and chucked the two stones out into the road. Hey! I timed it perfectly, and my aim couldn't have been better. Another truck was just about to pass by, and the stones were immediately in its path. The stones I heard next was like a satisfying crunch. It was the sound of delicate glass-like rocks breaking into tiny pieces. Idiot. Shinozaki had rushed over to the window and directly witnessed the fate of the Ever After stones. As soon as the truck drove over them, she collapsed to her knees. You're an idiot. Finally, this guy knows what's up. He didn't want to go back again. He went back just because she wanted to go back, and now she wants to go back again, and finally he's stopping. Like I said, I'll protect you no matter what I have to do. I couldn't even finish my sentence before Shinozaki's palm slammed my face with an incredible force. The loud smack of the flesh on flesh echoed throughout the room. The side of my face was immediately in pain. I began rubbing it with my hand as I looked at Shinozaki's eyes. Her face was filled with tears. Her nose was running, and her breathing so heavy her shoulders were bobbing up and down. I never should have trusted you. Shinozaki, listen! I was wrong to believe you'd help me. I should have known better. She was absolutely hysterical with rage. You think I could just stand by there and let you go there? Back there? It was my turn to fire back now. I was certain I'd done the right thing. How do you even know for sure the book is there? And how do you intend to get it back from that girl once you get it there? And going over there without a plan would be certain death. I hate you. You're an ass, a delinquent, a worthless piece of shit. Leaving me with those hurtful words, Shinozaki then pushed me and ran out of my room, crying like a child the whole way. I stood back up again, rubbing my cheeks where they'd been slapped. Ow, worthless piece of shit. Ow. Please, God, where are they? Alright, so it looks like we gotta go find them. Can I actually save anywhere? I'm not actually able to save. Gosh darn it. Alright. But guys, I am going to end the episode here, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.